I know I look a little bit like a shit show actually. And if there was a competition who looks most like a shit show, I think I win. Whoop whoop. I'm Bjarne Salen, the person who is normally behind the camera. But a lot of people have been asking me about my gear, what cameras I use, my setup, how I'm actually filming these things in the mountains. So yeah, let's get into it. First, what gear do I bring? It depends on what kind of adventure you're actually out doing. If it's a big adventure, well, then I take small cameras. If it's a small adventures, then I take, for example, a big camera like this. Lifestyle in the town, city, when you have time to set it up and all that. It's really heavy though, so I wouldn't recommend that in the mountains too much. And my new Canon C400 is coming in the mail soon. Pretty stoked on that for the camera geeks out there. And when you do, you know, smaller adventures, then you just take small cameras. Like, the technology is so good these days. I mean, size matters. In the mountains, you know, yeah, it matters too, because you want to have small cameras. I normally bring this kind of small camera. Lenses, I bring two of them. One is a wide angle, one is like 24, 105, maybe 24 to 70. And we've been using the SONY FX3 the last couple of years. That's been working really well. So yeah, and you know, it doesn't matter what camera you have sometimes, to be honest. Like, the cameras nowadays are so good. I mean, sometimes we even, you know, I use this phone filming with, and I use a little tripod for this phone. It's like, gimbal, and you just put this guy on here and then smack it on, and it's a magnet, and you can film with that. I mean, I filmed an entire running film running around Mont Blanc with this. And what I also used on that filming trip was this little drone. And remember, you can only fly with the drone when you're allowed to. So not everywhere, because there's restrictions left and right, so read up on that so you don't mess it up. And then, you know, the GoPro, obviously you got to bring a GoPro. We used GoPros a ton. And then for the audio, we use the TENTACLE often. This is the TENTACLE sync, we call it. I'm actually having one right now, and there's one on the camera, so it's syncs together and it creates your own time code. And for you filmmakers out there, it's magic. These are awesome. And I can put one on each person when we're filming, and I'm syncing it all with a phone, and I can see how much battery life and everything. These are amazing. If you do like a selfie or something like that, or if you want to put your camera up on a ridge or something and it's just you, this is from Peak Design. Pretty nice tripod that works on the phone, and it also comes out pretty easy. Tripod, well, lifestyle, city, town, small adventures, yeah, I can bring a big tripod. Sometimes like this guy. It's a big tripod, and it's a good video head, and I love this thing with a big camera, but I'm not climbing a big mountain with this, no way. So here's another tripod from Peak Design, and it's very little. Doesn't weigh much. And what you can do with this, that I've done a couple of times, actually take this thing out. So I have this one only. I can chuck it in my backpack, and I can stick this into the snow, and I can do time lapses with it. That's not heavy. You can roll this one a little bit. If you want the good angle, chuck it in the snow. That's your tripod. It works well. Or I can bring this monopod, And I've done that a lot actually. It's pretty sweet. I can put the big camera on top there, expand this guy like super long. I can like put it in the snow or be on top of ridges, filming down with the camera far out there, get some more reach. But it adds up. Like, you gotta think a little bit. Like, if you're doing a massive adventure, you don't want to bring all this, because then you need 3 more people to carry all this shit. Another thing that many people actually forget, you gotta clean the sensor, because these cameras are, you know, when you're swapping lenses left and right, you don't want dust in there. So always bring this, and I actually bring this too. This is to clean the sensor, just in case if you get some dirt on there, you don't want to touch the sensor. And I always bring a little bit of this and this. And this actually saved us on Mount Elias last time. I got some dirt on the on the sensor, and I just had to chuck down behind the rock and clean it. And the guys in the team, I didn't tell them that it happened, because then they would be like, oh, our film is done. But we saved it with this one. How do I then pack all this to be able to film out there? First of all, you need your ski touring equipment, and there is avalanche gear, and there is skins and skis and ski boots, of course, and you need ice axes and crampons and ropes and all that stuff. And when it comes to the filming gear, I like to have it on the outside of my pack, because I can't have it in the inside of the bag, because then if I'm like, all right guys, hold on, gonna do a little quick shot here, and everyone can just chill, because I need to take my backpack off and start the camera, then they can have a snack and go halfway up the mountain before I'm ready to shoot, you know. So it's important to be able to bring the camera out and start shooting straight away. So that's why I normally have it on the outside of my pack, and I was going to show you a little bit how I set this up. Very often I've been using this HYPERLITE pack. Like I said, I like to keep the cameras on the outside so I can be very efficient and start filming. If it's snowy, windy, and I want to keep my camera safe, I actually put it in this bag on the side here. It's a bag from F-Stop that I like to keep the camera in. Works pretty well there. Also, the lens can go in this one here. This is the lens barrel from F-Stop too. Keep the lens secure in there. But if the weather is kind of decent, you know, which it is most of the time, I put the camera on this one. And that's a little clip from Peak Design. And it's a plate on the camera. Goes on there. I can just be like, okay, stop. And then take the camera out. Start filming, taking photos. Click it back in, and then you continue. It's pretty fast actually. I have another one on this side here, and this is where I sometimes keep the GoPro. You can even have one of those glove hand warmers in there. I might have one in here. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Huh? So you can have that, and then you have your GoPro can also go in here. And then also, if you feel like you want to film pretty quick with the GoPro, you can just open it up, close this one so you don't lose all the batteries. And then I use this fulcrum ski pole that I actually created my own little mount on top here. Click it on, then I'm ready to film very quick. And if you've seen these flying shots, they look like that when we've been filming. And that means I'm sliding down in front of the skiers, and I'm literally sliding down the hill like that. And that's how we get those shots, if you didn't know that. I like to keep my hands warm. So I usually have mittens like every day. These Hestra gloves are great for that. And when I don't use them, I actually have a clip in the back here. Put them on here, clip them on my backpack, and I just let them hang. And if there was a competition who looks most like a shit show, I think I win. Whoop whoop. On most of my packs, I actually custom do some things on them, like this one, for example, on the side here. I should take this camera up so I don't dingle that into the door. I put these clips on here so the camera doesn't slide out, because if I put those in here with some little beaners, I can put the pack down in most places and the camera equipment is just staying on top of the backpack here. It just stays on the hip belt, and in that way I don't have to be worried that it's gonna fall down the mountain, because that'd be pretty shit. I hope that helped a little bit and give you an insight on what camera equipment and all that I'm using, and I am available for more filming work for the entire next year, except when I'm filming with Cody, because then we're busy. But hit me up if you have any fun work coming up.